Hey, Jazzology fans, let's pop a cork. Welcome to the 40th episode of Jazzology presented by Savage Content. I'm your host, Willard Jenkins. We're here alternating Fridays, giving two jazz fans the opportunity to compete against each other for a chance to win $100. Each contestant will be asked a question worth 2 points. If they're unable to answer correctly, their opponent will have a chance to steal the question for 1 point. We'll ask 10 questions, and at the end of the 10 questions, the person with the lowest score will get a bonus question for the opportunity to tie the score. If they're successful, the game will go to sudden death. The person in the lead at the end of regulation will go first, and each contestant will take turns trying to answer the sudden death multiple choice question until we have a winner. And now let's meet this week's contestants. Our reigning Jazzology champion is Brian Bacchus, who is a Grammy award-winning record producer, ex-A&R man, and record label head who has spent time at most of the major and at some independent record labels. Brian, you ready to defend your Jazzology championship today?
I hope so. I have tough competition today.
All right. Well, indeed you do, because our challenger for this 40th episode of Jazzology is the return of Kara Roosh, who is also known as Slim in the music business. Slim was such a great challenger last episode, we decided to invite her right back to once again challenge Brian for the Jazzology title. Slim is a jazz fan who has written columns about jazz and has been hosting radio shows on WRCU at Colgate University in central New York. So, Slim, you ready to play Jazzology again?
I am.
You are? All right. Let's see how ready you are. But we'll start with our champion. As our reigning champion, Brian Bacchus goes first, as is customarily on here on Jazzology. Brian, you ready?
Yes.
All right, Brian. There's a big tribute coming up this month in his native Frederick, Maryland, for Art Ensemble of Chicago trumpeter Lester Bowie. Lester Bowie was also the leader of Lester Bowie's Brass Fantasy. As a young musician, Lester Bowie performed with which of the following blues and R&B artists? Would that be A, Little Milton, B, Albert King, C, Solomon Burke, D, Joe Tex, or E, all of the above?
Whoa. Okay, that's a tough one.
Well, you're a champion. you get the tough ones.
For some reason, I'm going to go with A, Little Milton on this one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. A, Little Milton it is. And that is the incorrect answer. Kara Roosh, also known, I said I wasn't going to say that but once, but Slim. Your turn, Slim. All right, Slim, there's a big tribute this month in his native Frederick, Maryland, for Art Ensemble of Chicago trumpeter Lester Bowie. Lester was also the leader of Lester Bowie's Brass Fantasy. As a young musician, Lester Bowie performed with which of the following R&B and blues artists? Was it A, Little Milton? And Little Milton has been ruled out. B, Albert King. C, Solomon Burke. D, Joe Tex. Or E, all of the above?
So I like to try to guess what the answer is before the choices come up. And I thought it would be something like Fontella Bass. But then when I did not see her name there, I immediately thought Little Milton too, which is what Brian thought, which makes me think that Little Milton is correct, but maybe that all of the above are correct. But I'm kind of going between all of the above and Albert King. But I think I'm going to say all of the above because Little Milton did ring a bell with me. So I'm going to say E.
Right.
And Slim is absolutely correct. Lester Bowie did indeed play with all of the above, meaning Little Milton, Albert King, Solomon Burke, and Joe Tex. Lester Bowie spent time playing with all of them. So Slim is correct. Slim stole the point. Now it's your turn, Slim. And we're sticking with Lester Bowie. Lester Bowie's brass fantasy band sought to link jazz and pop music forms. They played arrangements of which of the following artists' songs? Was it A, the Spice Girls? B, Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious Big, the Notorious B.I.G. C, Michael Jackson. D, Whitney Houston. Or E, all of the above.
Wow, I was hoping this was going to be the where he did Pop Goes the Weasel and that kind of stuff. I'm
He
guessing.
did.
Yeah, but maybe that was art. No, that was brass fantasy actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, ECM. Yeah, you're right. I'm guessing. I don't think he was alive when the Spice Girls phenomenon came out, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna say C, Michael Jackson.
That is incorrect. Now Brian Bacchus has a chance to steal the point and tie the score. Brian,
Yeah.
Bowie's band Brass Fantasy always sought to link jazz and pop music forms. They played arrangements of which of the following artists' songs? Was it A, the Spice Girls? B, Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G. C, Michael Jackson. D, Whitney Houston. Or E, all of the above.
Wow. So now I'm thinking about how Slim dealt with the last question. But I think
Slim automatically thought about that Avant Pop record.
Yeah. I'm thinking though that Slim may be right that Spice Girls is not in the mix for this one. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think I'm gonna bet with Slim on this one. I'm sort of torn between Christopher Wallace, because the art ensemble had their house in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, where I used to live, and Notorious Big also lived not too far away in Fort Greene. And then the other one I'm thinking about is Whitney Houston, because of his relationship with Fontella Bass and just his affinity for singers. And I'm sort of tending to go with D, Whitney Houston, because I'm just trying to think of what song they could do that wouldn't be a big sample. So it would be actually someone else's song, really, for Notorious Big. So let me give it with D, Whitney Houston. Oh, man.
That is incorrect. You both whiffed on that one. The correct answer to that one is E, all of the above.
Oh man.
Both of you ruled out the Spice Girls, but he did indeed cover the Spice Girls in Lester Bowie's Brass Fantasy.
What song did he do?
Now, see, you would have to say that.
You would have to answer that. That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't think he recorded it, right? He just did it live.
He did. These are from the records. Yes. These are from the records.
Let's see. Oh man.
All right, Brian, you're up next.
Sure.
Brian, the multi-instrumentalist The man played tenor and soprano sax, flute, piano, cello, and God knows what else. The multi-instrumentalist Sam Rivers once led and recorded a trio which included which of the following bass players? Would that be A, Charlie Hayden, B, Dave Holland, C, Richard Davis, D, Rufus Reed, or E, David Eisenson?
Wow. Okay. I'm trying to think of one who Sam has played with. I know one trio for sure. I'm because what I know is would be Dave Holland. I'm going to go with B. Dave Holland. I was thinking about all of the above was somewhere on F.
That is correct. Yeah, Sam had a trio with Dave Holland and Barry Altschul.
Yeah,
that was probably his longest running trio. So, Brian Bacchus, you are correct. Slim.
Yeah.
All right. Slim, trumpeter Dave Douglas is a native of what city? Would that be A, Montclair, New Jersey, B, Atlantic City, New Jersey, C, Newark, New Jersey, D, Philadelphia, PA, or E, New York City?
Wow. I know he lives in New York now, but I don't think he's originally from New York. Wow. I am going to say I'm going to say A, Montclair, New Jersey.
And that is correct. Dave Douglas is a native of Montclair, New Jersey.
I also want to turn off my setting that's making noise on when my mail comes in. So sorry about that. I meant to do that. Okay.
Our score is Slim 3 and Brian 2. And Brian, you're up next. Brian, drummer and bandleader Terry Lynn Carrington, who is the founder, notably, of Berklee's Jazz and Gender Justice program, was first influenced by her father, Sonny Carrington. What instrument did Sonny Carrington play? Was it A, the piano, B, the bass, C, drums, D, saxophone, or E, trumpet?
Okay. You gave me the softball question now. Thank you. I happen to have seen Terry Lynn when she was, I think, 16 or 17. And in New York, actually, not in Boston. And her father sat in, and he played D, saxophone.
That is correct. The correct answer is D, saxophone. And Javi, give us our current score. Jazzology is brought to you by Savage Content. Savage Content is building music, art, and creative content for the soul, spirit, and empowerment. This week's spotlight is on Fairy Godmother Studios, located just outside Miami in Doral, Florida. Fairy Godmother Studios, or FGS for short, is a fully equipped TV, film, and live audio recording rental studio. Excellent for content recording, live audience content, rehearsal space, and more. The 4,000 square foot studio with 25-foot to grid layout is designed and zoned for audience space. The studio and optional full-service production crew are available for rental. Visit www.fairygodmotherstudios.com. gmail.com. Our Instagram, look for @fairygodmotherstudios at fairygodmother.studios. On Instagram, again, you can look for @fairygodmotherstudios at fairygodmother.studios. Our Jazzology new record of the week comes from the drummer Jonathan Blake, and it's a tribute to his father, the late jazz violinist John Blake, and it's called Passage on the Blue Note label. And now it's time to ask our favorite question. Slim, how did you fall in love with jazz?
Well, the easy answer is just by hearing it. For me, it's just an endless wealth of just whatever ails you, everything. I'm thinking of key players that have, over the years, I couldn't wait to get up the next morning to hear their music again. Billy Harper would certainly be there. Myra Melford's another one. Billy Bang. It's such a renewing. I was under the illusion that if you heard jazz, you would love it. I was completely disavowed of that at a very young age. Convinced one of my school grade friends to listen to Cab Calloway. And about halfway through Heidi, Heidi Ho, where I thought it got super, super interesting because Cab Calloway just keeps upping the game and making it quicker and quicker. And she looks at me and she says, "Don't you guys have a television?" And that was it. I went underground with my jazz stuff. So it's,
All right, Slim. Well, you got a little bit of catching up to do because our score at halftime is Brian 5 and Slim 3.
5 or 4.
And next up will be Slim. Slim, there's a new publishing of the book High Times, Hard Times on the life of the singer Anita O'Day. Anita O'Day was a native of what city? Did Anita O'Day come from A, St. Louis, B, Chicago, C, Cleveland, D, Kansas City, or E, Minneapolis?
Yeah, I saw this book just came out on audio form.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I didn't think to see where. I'm going to go with my gut on this. Oh man, but my gut tells me 2 different things. My gut tells me 5 different things right now. I'm going to say D, Kansas City.
Wow.
You are correct. The late singer Anita O'Day, whose book High Times and Hard Times has now been made into an audiobook, is a native of Kansas City. Brian.
Yeah.
The great band leader and clarinetist Woody Herman in 1946 won which of the following magazine polls? Would that be A, Downbeat magazine, B, Metronome magazine, C, Billboard magazine, D, Esquire magazine, or E, all of the above?
Oh boy.
I'm telling you, the champions get the fastballs.
Yeah. Oh man. There's just one in there that I'm not sure about, but so that makes me think that maybe I should take E, all of the above.
And that is correct. The correct answer is E, all of the above. Now, let me ask you real quick. Which of those were you unsure of?
Billboard.
Yeah. I was trying to remember what, if Downbeat was active in 1946. I couldn't remember when they started, but I think
next year will be the 90th anniversary of Downbeat magazine.
Really?
Yes.
90. Wow.
90. Yes, sir. All right, Slim.
Mm-hmm.
The 2023 71st annual Downbeat magazine critics poll named which of the following bands as jazz group name which of the following bands as jazz group of the year? Was it A, Artemis, the all-women ensemble, B, the Branford Marsalis Quartet, C, Terry Lynn Carrington and Social Science, D, Charles Lloyd Trios, or E, the Bill Frisell Trio?
So I know these groups were all pretty active in the last year. Boy. I mean, Charles Lloyd came out with a million things. It seemed like Bill Frisell was on everything as well. I don't know how active Branford was, but I know he is still active. Artemis, I think, came out with a record. They're on their like second or third record. I think though it's going to be Terry Lynn Carrington and Social Science, C.
That is the correct answer. That is correct. Terry Lynn Carrington and Social Science was the Downbeat magazine critics poll jazz group of the year for 2023.
My score keeps on going up.
Brian, we got another poll question for you. In that same Downbeat magazine 2023 jazz critics poll, which of the following musicians topped the trombone category? Would that be A, Steve Turre, B, Wycliffe Gordon, C, Steve Davis, D, Delfeo Marsalis, or E, Michael Dees?
Wow, I didn't look down that thing far to see. All great players. I know Delfeo's been making some waves with his new Uptown Orchestra band. I'm gonna say, and he's an old cohort artist of mine. A, Steve Turre.
Steve Turre? The correct answer is E. The current score is Slim 7, Brian 6, and Slim, you're up next. Which of the following jazz greats was born in 1924? Is it A, Sonny Stitt, B, Miles Davis, C, Ahmad Jamal, D, Bill Evans, E, Charles Mingus? Which of those jazz greats was born in 1924?
Okay, so I know it wasn't Jamal because he just died and he was like 90, so that doesn't add up. Oh man. Charles Mingus, I should know this, but So they'll be 100 next year. So, that's a clue. I'm going to say B, Miles Davis.
That is incorrect.
Dang.
Brian, with an opportunity to steal the point. Brian, which of the following jazz greats was born in 1924? Was it A, Sonny Stitt? B, Miles Davis has been ruled out. He was actually born in 1926. C, Ahmad Jamal. D, Bill Evans. Or E, Charles Mingus.
Wow. Miles and Jimmy Heath were the same age as my mom, so that's how I kind of try to gauge it. I'm trying to remember.
And Train, yeah.
And Train.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess this one. I'm actually not quite sure. I'm gonna say E, Charles Mingus.
That is incorrect. The correct answer to that question is A, Sonny Stitt.
Wow.
Sonny Stitt, who folks tend to overlook sometimes, but Sonny Stitt was indeed born in 1924.
Yeah, wow.
And our current score, Javi. All right, our current score is Slim is up by the slimmest of margins, 1 point, 7-6. So, Brian, your opportunity to catch up is right now. You ready?
I don't know, but we'll see.
All right, the book titled Looking for Chet Baker was authored by which of the following writers? Would that be A, Ashley Kahn, B, Bob Blumenthal, C, Nat Inhofe, D, Bill Moody, or E, W. Royal Stokes? Which of those writers wrote the book Looking for Chet Baker?
Wow. I'm pretty sure it's not Ashley Kahn, and I don't remember Bob writing this. Having anything? Man, I'm going to take the shot in the dark, really, and say D, Bill Moody.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
I think Bill Moody also wrote mysteries around jazz musicians, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's why I was thinking Chet Baker, because he wrote something where something with Chet Baker, relation to Chet Baker came up.
And the score is tied, and we go to sudden death. And Slim is up first on sudden death. Are you ready, Slim?
I am.
Sudden death time. Okay, Slim. The author John Zwed wrote which of the following books? A, A Power Stronger Than Itself. B, Satchmo Blows Up the World. C, Billie Holiday, The Musician and the Myth. D, Lester Leaps In, The Life and Times of Lester Prez Young. Or E, A Night in Tunisia.
Okay. It would be great. Maybe it is a real book, but Satchmo Blows Up the World is a cool title for a book. And I know John Swed's written about, he has a very vast knowledge. He did a nice book on Sun Ra. And this seems maybe like the opposite, but I'm going to say C, Billie Holiday, The Musician and the Myth.
That is correct. That is correct. And we have a new champion.
Yay.
Slim is our new champion. All right, Slim. Congratulations to Slim on winning our 40th episode of Jazzology. We encourage each and every one of you to try your hand and play Jazzology. And if anyone watching would like to become a contestant on Jazzology, click the link below and simply fill out the form. You must be 18 years old or older. And be sure to follow us on social media at Jazzology Trivia Show to get all the latest news and updates. Thanks so much to Brian Bacchus, to Slim, and to everyone who joined us for our 40th episode of Jazzology today. And Brian, thanks for being such a great champion. Slim is our new champion. Remember, you can check out Jazzology every other Friday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you missed the show live, you can find the archive on the Savage Content YouTube channel. All right, we'll see you next time for another episode of Jazzology.
All right.
Thank you.